DC, did you see Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice?
No, I have not. Actually, I haven't seen the original either, so I'm
Wow.
the
Okay.
worst.
Jeffrey Jones is
Yeah.
a known and convicted pedophile, sex offender.
Is
He
he
was
back?
taking photos of a 13-year-old Filipino boy. Last time we talked to Detective Wolfman, you pulled up the case file, and that's why he's not in Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Oh.
Except he is in Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. He's everywhere in Beetlejuice. And it feels like Tim Burton is like, yeah, this isn't a big deal to me. I don't give a fuck about this. And I know you
Hmm.
said I can't put Jeffrey Jones in my movie, but I'm going to put him all over the movie because you didn't let me cast him. We're gonna have a close up on his gravestone with the children's choir singing behind it. We're gonna have a stop motion Jeffrey Jones crashing a plane into the Amazon and getting eaten by a shark. We're gonna have his character half eaten walking around throughout the movie, and we're gonna hire an impersonator who sounds just like him. And then there's gonna be photos all over the Beetlejuice house. Okay, all right, we get the idea now. And it was very startling to see Jeffrey Jones pop up in that film.
He's alive, right?
Oh yeah, he's alive.
Is he in jail?
He's probably hanging out in his garage right now with some young strapping man.
Well, how do you feel about them not hiring him instead doing this?
I think it's a clever fuck you, but it also lends a lot of credence to my Tim Burton pedophile cult theory.
Yeah.
What's the sauce on that? Did you just pull that out, or do you have any? Yeah.
Well-
You're saying I slander all the time, so I understand. I'm just asking, if there's any.
Now, I love Tim Burton. If there was one director that inspired me to get into filmmaking when I was a boy, it was Tim Burton. So this is all just out of I don't want to believe this is true. Maybe I don't even believe it's true. Maybe it's just thoughts in my head. But Tim Burton worked with Jeffrey Jones on a number of films. One of his favorites, one of his go-to guys. Tim Burton's whole aesthetic, kind of like a John Kricfalusi, is disturbed childhood. Tim Burton also worked with Paul Rubens. So he's worked with two of his guys who are reliably in his films, both checked out by the police and actually had possession of some sort of child pornography.
Wait, not Paul Rubens.
Oh, yes, Paul Rubens, too. Paul
So-
Rubens, too.
All we talk about is the jacking off thing. Is that not like the extent of it?
Here's what happened with that, and this is why it got brushed under the rug and nobody really talks about it. Someone ratted out Paul Rubens. Who did it? We don't know. We have no idea. Now, he got off the hook because he said, hold on a second. I don't have, they got confused. It's not child pornography. I'm a pornographic art collector. I have these books from the 1920s. There's naked children in them. But that's just art. It was photography. And they said, okay, all right. And then shortly thereafter, an investigation opened up into Jeffrey Jones, and they got him for taking lewd photos, dressing a little Filipino boy in a cowboy hat in his garage, nude. And he confessed. He said, I'm guilty. So he actually, I don't even think he went to prison when we looked it up. I think they just said, why don't you go pick up cans by the side of the road and get back to work?
I hate that. Don't you
Yeah.
hate that, guys? I hate pedophiles, bro. I don't like them. I want to see none of them in my movies. Ew, ew, ew. That's my heart stance.
Yes, pedophiles are
thought-
gross. Ew.
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 Icky,
I
yucky.
thought-
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you hate picking up cans on the side of the road. I was like, how many times do you have to do that?
Yeah, I've never done community service though. That sounds kind of cool. You're chilling out with your bros, you pick up a couple things and you talk about it. You're like, hey, ain't life hard,
Your bros in the chain gang?
Yeah, you're wearing a fashionable vest.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But
very
you know who
good.
hates pedophiles, guys? He would probably shoot him in the head.
Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah.